Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations. For today's Cricut classroom class, we're going to take a look at the foil transfer tool. Alright, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. We are going to take a look at how you add foiled images onto your project. So the first thing you need to do is create a shape or an object that foiled image is going to go onto. So I am just going to add a simple square shape. I plan on placing this in my swatches binder. So I want to make sure it's a nice large size so that I can see the different sizes and shapes of each of the foiled tips that I have. You can insert an image or you can insert a shape. Or, like we did for the scrapbook page, you could place it on a large scrapbook background. So I'm going to be inserting text. In our class next week, we're going to be inserting some doodle shapes and some doodle images. But I want to show you how to insert text with the foil tool. I'm going to insert my text. And I need to choose a writing style font. So I'm going to go up to my fonts and I'm going to filter to writing. Now you can see there's a couple available for you through Cricut. I'm just going to go to also filter ones that I own. So I'm going to go to my fonts and I'm just going to select a really simple one that will show up really well with my foil tool. So I've chosen Close to My Heart Flower Market. Now you can see it does not say writing under style. So I'm going to need to change the style to writing. Now unfortunately, it looks like Cricut Design Space is having another hiccup. I'm going to have to write to Cricut again and let them know that Flower Market writing font is not working. So let me go in and choose another one. So I've inserted my text, I've chosen my font, and I've changed the style to a writing font. Now I need to change my operation from pen to foil. So I'm going to click on that operation drop-down menu. I'm going to select foil and I'm going to choose fine. Now you can see here the color swatch changed. So I'm just going to pick an aqua color that I plan on using today. And now I have the fine point text written in a fine foil tip onto this square piece of paper. Now remember, whenever we use any operation in the draw function, we need to attach it. So if I were to click Make It right now, you're going to see that the text is on a separate mat and the white piece of paper is on another mat. That is because I did not attach them together. So I need to hit cancel here. And I need to attach these two together. Now when I hit Make It, you're going to be able to see that the foiling is attached right to my white square. All right, I'm going to add the other two tips on here so that I can start using my foiling tool. I am going to have to detach. With the newest Design Space updates, we cannot reattach an attached item. I'm just going to duplicate this word fine point. All right, now I have all three lines of text added to my white sheet of paper. I've changed each of the tips to fine, medium, and bold. And now I'm going to attach all three of these to that white square. All right, so we can use the foil tool on both the Explorer and the Maker. You cannot use it on the Joy machine at this time, but there are rumors that that may be happening in the future. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this machine to my Maker, and we're going to go over to my Maker machine so that you can see how this foil system works in your machine. Now you can see here when I set my base material, I am limited to the base materials that the foil system works with. When we choose Browse All Materials and we look at Compatible, you're going to see that we're a bit limited on what we can use the foil system with. So just be aware that it can only be used with artboard, cardstock, faux leather, paper, printable vinyl, and natural wood veneer. After I've chosen my base material, the Load Tools and Material menu pops down. It tells me that I do not need to load any tool in Clamp A. I will need to load the Foil Transfer tool in Clamp B, and it also tells me which tip I need to be loading. Fine Tip 1 will be loaded first. It tells me which foil I need to add to my base material. So we can use more than one foil if we would like to. And then it tells me that I need to load my mat. Now it also tells me what's coming up, that I'm going to be using aqua foil with the Foil Transfer 2. Then I'm going to be using Foil Transfer 3. And then it tells me I'm going to be using the fine point blade. So here I have everything I am going to need for my foil transfer. I have placed a piece of white daisy cardstock down onto a standard grit mat. I have my foil transfer tools, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, and I have my foil transfer sheets. Foil transfer sheets come in two sizes, 4x6 and 12x12. You need to be aware of this as you're designing your project in Cricut Design Space. If you only own the 4x6 size, you're going to need to make some adjustments to your design if you're only using the 4x6 foil sheets. All right. Now in my tips and tricks video that I'm going to show you next Tuesday, I will show you how you can kind of work around that. But just be really aware as you're designing your project in Design Space. Remember what size foil transfer sheets you own. Okay. The foil transfer sheets can be cut down. You can see here, there was a project I used where I only used like a strip of a foil transfer sheet. So I did cut it down. You don't want to waste these. Once you've taped them down onto your project, they're no longer going to be able to be used. So if your design is only like an inch long, then cut down your foil transfer sheet. Okay. In the foil transfer sheets, you also have some tape. I'm going to show you how that works here in a second. All right, so you want to make sure you have everything ready. Let me show you what the foil tool looks like. Like I said, this can be used in the Explorer and the Maker. It looks just like your blade housing, and it does have the little plunger at the top, and it's magnetic inside. And then you have 3 tips, okay? So we have a fine point, which is 1 line, a medium point, which is 2 lines, and a bold point, which is 3 lines. Okay, so fine, medium, and bold. Like I said, the Design Space program will tell you which one you need to place in based on which one you chose for your project, okay? You can use, like I did today, you can use multiple tips if you want, and you can use multiple colors of foil transfer sheets. You just need to watch the prompts in Design Space so that you know which ones to put in at which time, okay? Now, Design Space told us we're going to be using our fine tip first. So I just need to drop this right down inside, and it is all ready to go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put my foil transfer sheet down. I chose to use an aqua color. And inside this package, I have some tape. So I'm going to grab some of my tape sheets, and then I'm going to grab that aqua foil sheet. And these are super, super thin. They do not require any heat. If you have really long nails like me, be careful you don't scratch your foil. All right. So I'm going to place this foil down onto my mat. Let me move some things out of the way here. Now I had to go in and make some changes to my design. I completely forgot about the size of the foil sheet. So I needed to change it to 6 by 4. So let me swap this going the other direction. And then we're going to carefully place this foil sheet down onto my piece of cardstock. I'm going to grab my tape here and we're going to tape it in place, all right? So you have plenty of tape that comes with the foil transfer system, so you don't really need to worry about wasting anything or saving anything. Remember, once you've used this piece of foil transfer sheet, you cannot use it again. So if you ever, like I said, if you need to cut it down, cut it down. All right, I like to start on a short side. You want to make sure that you don't get any wrinkles in the foil transfer sheet. It can get a little bit cranky with you at sometimes, but I like to do the short side on one end, and then I like to come over and kind of pull it taut on the other side. Okay, so now I have a nice smooth look here, and then I'm going to come in and add tape to the top and the bottom. You don't want this shifting at all while it's writing, okay? So that's why you need to add your tape on all 4 sides. All right, so now I have it down onto my piece of cardstock. I still have some tape left over, so I'm just going to put this back in the package and we're going to go over to our machine. All right, so here we are at the maker machine. Like Design Space said, I do need to place the foil transfer tool into clamp B. So I'm just going to pull out my fine tip blade. And I'm going to add my foil transfer tool. Now I'm going to load my mat. And press the go key. Now I sped it up quite a bit here because I wanted you to still be able to see what it looks like when it's engraving on that foil transfer sheet. And now it says, do not unload the mat. It says to remove the used aquafoil, place down the medium tip in clamp B, then tape the aquafoil back on the material and press go. Now we do not need to pull off the aquafoil because we are using aquafoil again. The reason it does this is because if you were to be using 2 different sets of foil, you would need to change to the new set of foil. We do not need to change our foil. All we need to change is our tip. So we need to change to the medium tip in clamp B. So here I have my medium tip. I'm going to pull out the foil transfer tool. I'm going to pull out the fine point and add the medium point. Place it back in clamp B, and then we're going to press the go key. Once again, I've sped up this portion of the video just so that you're able to see what it looks like when it's engraving on that foil transfer sheet. All right, so now our medium tip is done. Once again, it's telling us to remove the aquafoil, load the new tip, and replace it with the aquafoil. Like I said last time, we don't need to change our foil out because we're using the same color. If you were using different colors, you would change your foil. All we need to do here is change our foil tip. So I'm going to remove the foil transfer tool. I'm going to remove the medium tip. Add the bold point tip, place it back into clamp B, and press the go key. So now that all 3 foil images have been imprinted onto the cardstock, I need to remove the used aqua foil. I need to load the fine point blade into clamp B, and then I need to press the go button. Now remember, do not unload the mat, okay? So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to remove that foil. And like I said, once it's been used, we cannot use it again. So you can see here, this is pretty much destroyed. It's all done. I'm going to throw it away. And then I'm going to remove my foil transfer tool, place in the fine point blade, and press the go key. All right, now all we have to do is remove this from our mat. And the project is complete. You can see there's a little bit of a difference between each of those foil tips. We have the fine, the medium, and the bold tip here. And we have that beautiful shine from the foil. Now we're going to be using our foil transfer tool for some images on our scrapbook page this next week. So make sure you practice a little bit with your foil transfer tool before you get started. I do have a link in the video down below and on the website in case you want to order the foil transfer system. Like I said, it's for Maker and Explore machines. That link is my affiliate link. A small portion comes back to me if you use that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps to support my small business. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I can't wait to see what you create.